Well, hello. How are you? Welcome to the not quite Friday the 13th. It's not quite Friday, and it's not quite the 13th. Spooky special. I have my lantern. I have two lanterns. My candlestick. Ooh. No, that wasn't me. It really wasn't. Ooh. Harvey Yorick has come to join us. That's his name. I kept calling him Harvey and then Yorick. So I just call him Harvey Yorick now. It is a spooky special, and I'm going to be looking at certain places that people have questions about. Hi, Christine Thomas. How are you? Thanks for joining us. I was setting up yesterday to do this yesterday, and one of those annoying little things that comes up that has to be handled immediately meant I had to just I just had to delay it for 24 hours, but it all got sorted out, so that's fine. But you know, sometimes things pop up that things you have to put other plans aside. So I just thought, oh well, I'll do it tomorrow morning. It'll still be Friday in the US, and it'll still be not quite the 13th, and it's not quite Friday. Hi, Marjo. Sandra Save. I don't generally do I don't do personal readings on my channel. You can't get a personal reading done, but I did just ask a quick question of my guides of the highest truth and compassion. Just a quick question, didn't do any cards or anything, and I got that you might be there might be some work for you somewhere that where your nursing skills will definitely be handy, but not hospital, possibly nursing home or somewhere like that, or private nursing, just somewhere along that line. So don't give up, keep looking. There is something out there that where your nursing skills are going to be part of what they need. Okay, but normally I don't do personal questions. Okay, I don't do personal readings, but I just thought I'd ask my guides then. Yeah, possibly somewhere along a nursing home type thing. Okay. I already have a few places to look at myself, but if you we'll take the next few minutes while we're having a bit of a chat. If you've got somewhere you want me to look, I need the town, I need the name of the building, and if possibly the address. If it's a theatre and it's on the main street of this town, that will do, or things like that, or such and such church. So, and we can do a wee little bit of, I'm just, you know, as always a little bit behind. So this is no politics, no world events news. This is all about spooky, exploring that side of us. Now, one thing I do want to clear is, yes, we have a lot of fun, and I do, you know, there's a lot of levity about the way I do things, but I do treat it seriously, and I do hold respect for those who have passed, and I also am careful to possibly respect those members of the family who may still be around or who still may be affected by stories or whatever. So just hold in your questions respect. So ask with respect. Okay, and that's the only thing I ask when looking at these things. When looking at, because they've, you know, people are affected by a lot of stories and myths and legends, and so yeah. Somebody told me of a building they'd heard in their town that has said to be haunted, but because it holds a business and stuff like that, she said, please don't look at it, because she doesn't want that. That's treating it with respect, you know, because so it's, yeah. I'm just going to look up one more thing. Catholic Church in this town, WA, 13 Warwick Street. So let's have a look. Okay, so we'll look at the church in this place. And across the road from this Catholic church, apparently, there is a convent. I'll bring up the map. There's so much happening on the political front, so tomorrow's going to be pretty busy. Tomorrow morning's session is going to be pretty busy. Somebody told me about a building across the road from this church that they were interested in knowing if it was still there even. So this is different from the other one. Where's the church? Here it is. So we'll two-story building across. They don't have building, and they don't have a. Oh, well, that's a bit of a bust. But anyway, they don't have a street smart thing. Okay. When I went out west in the early 70s to Montezuma, Arizona, it was amazing. Can you read on the area? Okay, we can do that. So I'll write down Montezuma, Arizona, and I'll bring up a map. And what I'll do is I'll have a series of maps ready to bring up, okay? Montezuma in Arizona. Hi, Pamela Bryan, Margelle, Renee Rogers, Christine Thomas, Sandra. I hope that, as I said, I don't normally do readings, but I asked Spirit and seemed to indicate there was something where you go. So, and if you want a proper reading, you can email me at, I'll bring up my banner, where I can be emailed for readings. The Old Angel Inn. Angel Inn. Pen stopped working. I always find it very interesting when I'm looking at places and whatever I'm using suddenly won't work. The Old Angel. Okay, so we'll go up here. The Old Angel Inn. In 224 Regent Street, Niagara on the Lake. Lake, Ontario. Yes, I can look at a mystery. Oh, yes, the Billie Holiday thing. You've asked before, haven't you, Pamela Bryan? And I was thinking of doing a a murder mystery tour on that. I haven't gotten forward to looking further into it. So what we might do is have a little bit. She was doing a book on Billie Holiday versus the murder, Linda Luffman Cure. Linda Luffman. She supposedly committed suicide, didn't she? And she was writing a book on Billie Holiday versus the FBI. So she supposedly killed herself, did she? La Petite Theater. La Petite Theater. The Petit Theater. Okay. I think that's more than enough to go on with at the moment. 616 St. Peter. New Orleans. Okay. Well, okay. So we've got lots to start to get on with. So what I'll do is just bring up the, I'll get these two maps going. Okay. I'll get a couple. Rose and Crown Hotel, Guildford. This one street. Okay. So I've got a few things to look at in Townsville in Australia first. Okay. So, and then we'll move on to the US stuff because there's so many places in Australia. And here we go. The Rosen Crown Hotel. Now, it does have the back end of it. Oh, yeah. Woohoo. Okay, so we're going to start off with a place in Townsville that I may have spoken of before. Not 100% sure that I have. And that is, hi Sheila, my dear, how are you? Got the spooky stuff. Got our doorbell back on the front and everything. So now if it goes off, there's a good possibility it's a person. Okay, so we'll put that there, that there. So what we're going to do, and I'll share the screen as I usually do, so you can have a look at where I'm at. Okay. Yes, we know it works with two monitors. So as usual, I'll be in the bottom. There I am here. Woo! And let's see if we can bring me up full screen. Oh, wow, look at that. I'm full screen. But, yeah, I'll exit full screen. Anyway, so this is the place. Now, I used to be a member of the State Emergency Service in Queensland, and this complex is where I used to go to train and everything, and I'd be there at night sometimes, and you would hear footsteps. Sometimes you'd hear the murmur of voices, and you know you were the only one there. You used to go up and do radio checks. Hi, Shivani. Oh, my goodness. Please send lots of prayers to Shivani, the person she's helping at this time of crisis. Please send of healing light and positive light to help this young person and Shivani in her efforts. Okay. Hi, Ewart. No, not at all. Not at all. Bum, bum. Port number 8. No. Hi, Ewart. Hi, Flowing. Jeffrey had a fire. Who's Jeffrey? Anyway, so it's where you would train. The building out the back is where the basically clubhouse, we'd go and have a drink and stuff afterwards. We'd do all our training. It's still used. It's on the backside of Mount Stewart, so in Townsville, on this little street. And it was actually built, just to give you an idea where it is. So up here is the Strand and everything. There's a Palarenda in Townsville. And the Seaview Hotel. So this is the Strand. This is Castle Hill or Mount Castle Hill. So it's on the backside of Castle Hill. Sorry, I got the one. And it was built by the Americans. And it was basically their headquarters during World War II. And hubby's going, why do you think it's haunted? What's happened? Is there any evidence? And I'm like, well, no. But I said, she thinks you would hear footsteps if you were there. You could hear murmuring voices. And there's an area in the walkway where, so there's a long hallway. I won't put all inside the thing. Come down here. Come down here. Main entrance. Radio room. The radios would be in here next to a big other room. And there's this hallway. So you'd come in the entrance. You'd come in the entrance. Yeah. You come in the entrance here, there, and you go in, and here's the radio room. And there's this long, and another couple of rooms here, and there's this long hallway, right? Down here, and across here to lead out to the back. And about halfway along the hallway, there was this channel. I think they used to put, if they needed to put in extra communication things and stuff like that. Anyway, it was easy access for cables and stuff. So to keep it easy access, it was an access channel. There was a piece of wood on it, with a hole in it, and if you stepped on it, it made a really particular clunk type noise. And you'd be sitting in the radio room on a Tuesday night doing your radio check, and you knew you'd be the only one there, or there might sometimes be someone with you. And you'd hear footsteps, and you'd hear the clunk noise, and you'd hear the murmuring voices. So I am going to do something I've wanted to long do. I even sent out an email to or a post to the Townsville Farangower Paranormal Society saying, have you ever checked this place out? And they said, no, we haven't. And I'm like, well, you should. I don't know if they'd ever get permission to, but it was built during World War II to house, it was all where all the commanders and all that would work, all the US troops, you know, the boss hogs and everything would work. But there were a lot of US troops in there. So, yeah, so anyway. So I want to know. Hello, my little spirit girl. Hello. There's a cameo. She's spirit girl today. Who died there? As far as we know, nobody died there. Anyway, so you hear those things. So it could be someone who was stationed there for a while and later died in action, or it's just really, really interesting. So first I want to say, were these things that I would hear? And you would sometimes really get the feeling that you weren't alone. And honestly, you would not get me to walk down that hallway in the dark. It would go straight down and then it would turn off to the right. You would not get me to walk down there in the dark by myself. Just like a really oppressive feeling. And it was because there were no windows there or anything, rooms on either side. It was really like pitch black at night in that hallway. And yeah, especially if the back door was open. So I couldn't find my way to your convent, babe.
Oh.
Was it on the south or east side of the church?
Oh, south side.
Yeah, can't get the little man onto that street.
Well, it is private property.
Yeah, but it's the street as well.
It's a bit back from the street and sort of like massive structure.
It doesn't matter if it's private property, but just basically Google Maps haven't been down there with their scanning.
Yeah, well, it is waiting.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Loving that. The candle thing happening there.
Yeah. It was a bit too light, so I closed the blind windows at the window blinds at the kitchen. And normally I really like having natural light flowing into the house,
Yeah.
but sometimes you want it a bit darker because it is more. So it's this place in Townsville, Zarengower. It's this place that was built to serve a purpose. It was inhabited by servicemen and then by people who voluntarily went out and put themselves at risk to help others. Is this place haunted? And I've got, yes, it is. So the Six of Wands. This is a card of vindication saying, yes, it is haunted. And this person is standing up and they're saying, yes, I am here. So, yes, it is haunted. So there.
Well,
He's going, well, you know, what sort of things happened and stuff. And I'm telling him and he's like, no, more. I'm like, footsteps, murmured voices, the clunk noise of the wooden piece that lies over the channel. Isn't that enough? pitch black hallways where you feel like someone's there.
It might have been the other SES members board. No?
There's only 1 or 2 people there
I
on a
know,
Tuesday night.
I know. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. So, who? I've got a 5 of Swords here. It's somebody who was there quite a bit and to come back, but it was a defeat in battle. So I think it's somebody who may have been stationed there and worked there, but then got sent somewhere else and unfortunately was killed during the war. Is it an American? I'm getting yes, the Queen of Swords. So yes, definitely an American. That doesn't mean it's a woman. But somebody who was in a role of very much a decision maker, very much someone who had to make judgments. So probably an officer. Hi, Martha. Hi, Shelby Lisa. Yep. Yeah. I say hi, Clara. Hi, Greta. Yeah, definitely somebody who is in command, in that position of command, but who also would go out into the field. And one of these times when he was out in the field, I do think he was killed. I think there were lots of times when they had messages like that. But this person had a particular liking for this building or this region, possibly in a. Let's have a look. And I do feel it was a higher officer. Could be a colonel or a major, someone like that. Okay. Is he the person who lurks and watches? I'm getting another yes with the Queen of, okay, with the Queen of Pentacles. Now this is about, Pentacles can be about resources, it can be about health. I'm getting those 2 combinations. It may have even been a medical officer of some sort, or somebody who's looking out for the security of the place. So I get this combination of with health and but security and I think it's somebody who may have, when they were there, had a lot to do with the security of the place. So they still feel like they have a job to do in securing the premises. So he's the person you feel is watching from the death. Is he the one who walks on the board? I got yes again. Yeah, he feels like never really felt at home in the US. He feels like this place, Townsville, is his home. Sort of like he felt really at home and accepted in Townsville. I don't doubt he had much attachment to home, but and he definitely, yeah, it's letting you know you're in my home. And Is there anyone else there with the murmur of voices, or if the murmur of voices is that stone tape? What's going on with it? The murmur of voices, does that mean there's another spirit there? I've got two cards that came out here. Yes, there's another spirit there. Someone who also feels at home, but it's like up near the back door. It's up near this area. The hallway goes along here. So you'd walk in here. Radio room would be about here. No, you'd walk, yeah, you'd walk in here. Right, here's the entrance. There's a big briefing lecture room there. Radio room's about here. The long hallway goes down here. There's steps upstairs, and then there's another hallway. And it's up in here on the ground floor where you'd feel really, really dark and where the wood is. So there's somebody else there too, but it's like they're paroling the perimeter. Again, security. They feel it's like their job. Oh, I'm not a silent sneezer. But does this other person come inside? No, they're vigilant on the outside. They're guarding on the outside, so that, you know, saying like they're on the. It's like they come to the back door and report all's well, everything's fine, nothing happening, that sort of stuff. Do the footprints that you hear, footsteps, are they this officer? So it's like this other person on the outside. It's, you know, it's a lower rank and it's reporting to the office. Are the footprints this officer? Yes. We've got the star card. Yes. The star card is a yes. This place is a major, this is the only major arcana that's come up, but this place was, it gave him a sense of purpose and guidance that he hadn't gotten elsewhere, which is one of the reasons he's still here. So with the star card, it gave him a sense of hope, a sense of purpose and guidance, and it sort of gave him a sense of hope for his future that he hadn't had before. So that's really interesting. So anyway, that is my reading on that old building on the back side of Castle Hill in Townsville. I just finished looking at this building here, the SES building. So now we're going to move on to the Rosen Crown in Guildford. So here's the Rosen Crown in Guildford. It's quite an old building. Guildford's one of the oldest suburbs, outer suburbs in Perth. It's one of the first ones that they built. Hang on a minute. I'll just... haunted places. Hang on, I'm just going to read a little bit here. This historic hotel is the oldest licensed pub in Western Australia, and is believed to have its fair share of ghost stories. Ghosts of the former publicans and convicts that, they would have been used to build it, have reportedly been seen and heard in various parts. The most commonly reported apparition is a bullock drive. Who murdered his wife in the building. Guests and staff claim to have seen his remorseful spirit roaming the hotel late at night. Ooh. So, there you go. It is a lovely, Guildford's lovely. It's one of our favourite places to go. Drive, there's a nice bakery. There used to be lovely tea rooms there, but they've changed them and they're not nice anymore. They totally changed them completely. But there's still a lovely bakery there. And it's a lovely, lovely little place, Guildford. If you're in Perth and you haven't been there, go and check it out. It's really nice. It's got lots of old buildings. It's got heaps of antique shops. It's got a huge book exchange. Okay, so is this true? Are these stories true? First, before I do this, I'm going to light a candle to cleanse the cards of the previous place we looked at, because I'm using my tarot, my ghost tarot today. So we want to cleanse any of the, I did extra prayers today. I've got my crystal on. Cleanse the cards of anything associated with the council. So, how you going, Martha? I hope you're well. Shelby Lisa, hi. Dance to burn the Christmas tree. Is that your cat? Doesn't look haunted from looking. Yeah. Wow. I know, it doesn't really, does it? So this is the old part. This is a relatively new part of the hotel there. So we'll go down here a bit. Go around the other side. Hang on. Swan Street. Let's have a look at it from the other side. On Hughes Street. Oh, that's an interesting little place. What's this? There's so many. W&P Colonial Stores. Wow. Ooh, I got shivers there. Oh, anyway, we'll look at the Rosen Crown first. Okay, so we'll go back. And then I want to check out that Colonial Stores, because I got, whoa, looking at the top windows, just like well, that freaked. That freaked. So we'll go back around here. Yeah. There we are. There's the Rosen crown there. Did anyone else get shivers looking at that Colonial Stores place? Oh, I did. Well, this is a real deal Rosen crown. It was there before Disney World was. Oh, I get some really strong reactions. Hi, Michelle Mabel. Okay. But before we go on to that distracting building, we'll have a look at some of the stuff over there. But first, let's look at so are the stories true? Yes. Yes, definitely. This place is home to several spirits, at least 4. Is the bullock driver the most prominent? Oh, he can. Yeah, there's more to. Apparently, he's seen remorsefully doing that. But you know, I think if you've murdered your wife, there's more to you than remorse or whatever. I do feel like this is the Page of Wands. So it's like he really. There's a sense sometimes of held back rage some people might get in some parts, wherever the room was. I don't know which room it was in, but some people might get suddenly just feel like they're really having trouble holding back anger. Now, remember, wands can be about fire, temper stuff as well, and so restrained anger. What sort of things do people here? Ace of Pentacles. I think this is publican. Let's have a look. Bring another deck in. I feel like the Ace of Pentacles might be one of the, there's said to be a couple of publicans there, but one of the first ones. Yeah, one of the publicans with the 2 of Pentacles there, manifesting, maybe moving things about, juggling things, manifesting, playing with people, manipulating things. So one of the publicans might move things about a bit. Some of the convicts, are they there? Are they there? I'll lay that on top of the 4. Yes. This was sort of like quid pro quo. A lot of convicts, they would be sent out, and of course they're for 7 years or whatever, and they'd have to work, and then some of them learnt skills and eventually became part of the community. So there's definitely, of course, this building was built by convicts. Their sweat went into it. They weren't really paid at all. There was no real equity there, but they were serving time. So it was part of their sentence. So, yeah. What sort of things do people hear? defeat card again. Ah, the Bullocky. Now, I put that on the night of, it felt really, really defeated. So it's sort of like the Bullocky or the bullock driver was like, he'd swing from lows of defeat to highs of barely managed rage. So you might get those in some areas. I don't know where he killed his wife, but in the area where he killed his wife, you'd feel that barely restrained rage. But where he's seen remorsefully, you might get this deep feeling of defeat. And of course, people turned away from him because he murdered his wife. Come on. And loneliness and despair, because not just of what he'd done, but because, well, he would have been hung and people would have turned away from him. So everything was gone in this few minutes of unrestrained rage. Sheila, you asking about the Bullocky? Did he serve any time? He would have been hung. He would have been hung for murder. They did that. There would have been a trial and he would have been hung relatively quickly. So yeah, when I look at these places, I try and look at, yes, is it true that this is here? Is it true that that is here? Oh yes, it was in the 1800s. Yeah, the guy that killed his wife. Yeah. And we still had convicts going, so that gives you an idea of how old this place is. Hi, Fern Robin Blank. So I look for answers, yes, no, they are there. And then what sort of things people might feel in some of the areas where these people are set, and what sort of things that people might see. They might notice that something's been moved and stuff like that. Despite convicts being used to build the place, after they did their time, and it was usually 7 years, unless, but they, when was this built? I'm trying to remember. Hang on, I'm just going to have a look. So if they weren't transported convicts, and I think I maybe made that assumption, because convicts could be people who are in jail. So I'm just going to feed into my phone, Rosen Crown Hotel. Guildford. History. (1841). So in 1839, it was built in the 1840s. So we stopped sending convicts to Australia in the 1840s. So, yeah. So the thing is, with the convicts, you might not feel dread, or because if it was from those lot who were brought out to serve 7 years and all that, they would have served their time and then been released. So doing the work. It would have given them skills and stuff. And a lot of them, I think, went on to build parts of it. And there might have even been a bit of some optimism with these guys, because they knew they weren't out there for murder or anything like that, or for the term of their natural. Some of them were sent out there for the term of their natural life, but a lot of them were just there to do 7 years, and they could then go home or make a life for themselves over here. And most of them did make lives for themselves. Look at the park to the right. Yeah, that's the beer garden. What about it? Yes, the first floor. Yeah, probably. Well, yes, there would have been. I mean, this would have been a busy area. This would have been where coaches and things came in and out and stuff. So it would have been a very busy area. And it's interesting to see what you guys get from things as well. And yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if people are seen here walking through. Yeah. So what they would have done was they would have started with this part here first, the oldest part. Even though this looks like the oldest part, this is probably the oldest part. It's been given a new facade. And then this part here, and then they would have added the top. And this area would have been, there would have been stables and other things there. So lots of, yeah. The white area is would have been part of it as well, part of the original building as well. Okay, quick look at Linda Luffman-Kuehl. She was writing a book on Billie Holiday versus the FBI, and she supposedly killed herself. We'll have a quick look at that. God, to the highest truth and compassion, I ask with all respect to the memory of this lady and the memory of the person she was writing about. Was she murdered? Again, I'm cleansing the cards over the flame because we're talking about a place where a murder had just taken place. So was Linda Luffman-Kuehl, she supposedly committed suicide, but did she? Yes or no? Was she murdered? Six of Swords. Troubled transition. Now that's a maybe card, so we'll see what else we can get for the Six of Cards. But this is two people who are being rowed across troubled waters. So she was definitely involved in some troubling situation. Three of Swords. Heartbreak, betrayal. Yeah. Four of Pentacles, insecurity. Martha, well, there may be some inconsistencies about it. Was she murdered? hope, new direction. I feel like the hope card I'm getting is that this is the hope of people around her who did not want to believe that she could be in such a position. But this lady was very insecure. She was going through a very troubled time personally. She'd definitely been through a period of heartbreak and betrayal. And mentally, this is the Pentacles, and Pentacles can be about health and mental health. She was not very secure mentally. And a lot of people, they were finding it really hard to accept that. And their hope was that she didn't kill herself, that somebody did this to her. Despite all the little things that nag and stuff. Did she? The Seven of Pentacles, again, this assessment, this consequences. She really was going through a very tough time. And people don't want to believe that somebody can do that. So they propagate their doubts. They say their doubts and things like that. But what about this and what about that? Is that there are so many times, and I've seen it firsthand, the reaction of people who have heard that one of their best friends has killed themselves. And they're like, what? No, there's no sign of it, no reason why. It's disbelief, and you want to believe anything but, and it is very hard to take. Okay. And it's very hard to believe. The shock, and it's like, but but she was a very, very troubled person. Was she getting some heat about the book she was writing? No. This is the World card, and it's like she's getting close to finishing the book and stuff, I think. And she's very sure of everything she had written, and there was nothing really there that people would want to hide. I don't know when this took place, but she'd had some breaches, some problems within her family too. So look, as much as the stories are there, because of the book she was writing, the controversial subjects, this, that, and the other, for a nighttime face mask. Yeah, but is that true? Was that true? So you're saying she supposedly jumped, however she had taken, but was that true? I mean, the thing is that I could put a face mask on, and be troubled, having trouble sleeping, and get really, really low and all that. So I get up and just, if you're in a bad place, you don't really worry about things like that. So is there even the faintest possibility she was murdered? Well, yes. There's always that possibility. They'd never really be able to 100% dismiss that possibility. Was she targeted? Was she copping heat from the book? Temperance, balance. I'm just not getting a murder vibe. I am getting a very troubled woman who may have been there. I think there may have been cause, maybe there might be some legal challenges against her publishing the book or something like this, trying to tamp it down or remove some passages. So she was getting some pressure. Okay. But I do feel like this is more wishful thinking on the part of families and friends. And I do feel like keeping her memory alive is very important to people. But there was a lot more going on, I think, than a lot of people realized. I'm reading on Linda Kaufman Kuehl, who was writing when she died. Apparently, she supposedly committed suicide, jumped out of a window. She was writing a book on Billie Holiday versus the FBI. And there's always been some doubt, apparently, about if she actually did kill herself. I do feel like she was in a very, very troubled place. That she didn't do it herself. That does not mean that extra pressure wasn't being put on her. Okay? Because I do feel like that maybe there was some extra pressure being put on her as part of a strategy to get her to back off, or maybe some legal things. But I do feel like Pamela, I think you're the person who asked the question, that, yeah, look, I do feel that she probably did do it. That doesn't mean that extra pressure and external forces didn't play a part in her state of mind when she did it. But yeah, I do feel it was at her own hand. It would help when I knew what era this happened in. Okay, now let's see. Montezuma in the US. I'm gonna the town of Montezuma in Arizona, is it? Montezuma, Arizona. Hey, babe. Is there a town, or is this just a region? Hey, sweetie. Could you do me a fresh coffee?
Yeah, sure.
You'll have to come round here. We'll turn the aircon off, though.
Hey? How am I supposed to?
Come round here. Come here.
Be cold. Looks like it on. Yeah, sure. Super hot. Oh, hang on.
Montezuma Castle. That's okay. Montezuma Castle. Okay. Thank you for that extra bit of information. Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a national park, is it? What about my baby girl who never does anything wrong ever?
Bang, bang, bang on the door. Comes in, has a look around, then wants out.
Hey to everyone watching who's come and joined in to watch. I hope you have fun. Everyone's saying hello. Hi, Melinda.
Goodbye.
And hello to everyone who decided to watch later. And any family members, because I went on to my personal Facebook and said, I'm doing a live in about 25 minutes with lots of ghosty things. Yeah. So Montezuma, I've got a Montezuma Castle. Okay. So there's Montezuma Well and Montezuma Castle. National Monument. Preserved cliff dwellings of the Sinagua. Okay. Well, let's have a look at this place. Lots of photo spots. Okay. So we'll go and have a look. Oh, I've heard of this place. I have heard of this place. Wow. I've got my lovely animal deck that hubby bought me. I bought that out because okay. What I'm going to do here is people are saying the thing in the corner is a bit too small, so we'll try it this way. Hey. Yeah, how's that? So here we have it. It's layouts here too. To me, this is serene.
Chris, it's just a little formal.
Thank you, darling. Yeah. Some people would say that Christine Thomas, you said you felt sadness. Like people, so I do know they weren't treated well, or they were there long. I'm trying to remember the little bit of history I know. Hubby says hello right back to everyone too. Very haunted. Yeah. Yes, you definitely feel the spirit. there's some other photos taken from different vantage points. We'll choose a different one. How about from here? One of these vantage points. Oh yes, you can see the whiteness of the stone. This is, there's the well. There's some more of the dwellings. It's sort of like, it's very spiritual, very, very spiritual. Guide to the highest truth information. Now, yeah. So, 5 of Swords, defeat. There's definitely defeat here. So there's definitely some element of something bad happening to these people. I'm trying to remember what I know, and it's not a lot, but there's definitely a feeling of defeat here, driven away in defeat. And this is at the top. It's like if you're here, you can just feel this, like this feeling of sorrow all around. Hello, Baba. Oh, I want to go back down by the water again. There's some small water there. Near the water, I feel like if you're down near the water, there's a sense of serenity. Honestly, if I were there, I could sit on this rock and just this is a very special place. They settled here because they felt a very strong sense of unity. What have we got here? The devil. Yeah, definitely. There's this thing of repeat and repeated, this thing of defeat by the devil. Thing coming repeatedly, and I honestly don't know much about this place, but I could sit on that rock for hours and just look. And if you're down by the water, 2 of Pentacles, it's like, it's interesting because it's a goat in this one. Christine, did you go down by the water? Because to me, if I was down by the water, what I would be feeling was things finally coming into balance for me. Things finally coming into balance, and that struggle that you had to balance everything you need to do and everything you want to do to help your soul grow. It's like it was a very special place to them. Do some of them still inhabit? Yes, I get the Two of Swords, definitely. There are some who are stuck there. But they're beautiful. This is a beautiful fish. And they're beautiful spirits. But they do want people to know the sadness of having their lives ripped away. Seven of Cups. Clouded history. They definitely want, I feel like there's so much that's been told from a clouded point of view, not from their point of view. The history, of course, is what's the old saying? History is told by the victor, and the interpretations of what is there is for so many years been the purview of the white people looking after the area, and that clouded history. There's a feeling like you want to go in there and clear it up. Yeah, it's a very spiritual place. I feel like I want to capture that picture right there. To me, it's just, I can do that too. I have the power. I have the technology. I have screen dumps. It dumps both screens. So just give me for a minute while I bring up the paint and paste. And there you'll see. Look, oh, me. But there you'll see if I go out and zoom out on the other side. There we go. And I can capture a picture of that. Yeah, it's a very spiritual place. There's a spot here. When I look up into this spot here, I don't know why, I feel a slight spike, a slight spike of anger, of why. So I don't know if other people feel that, if they're around this area either, but yeah. Wow, what an amazing place. Thank you, Christine. Okay. 105 Swan Street. Oh, that's the hotel. Yeah. It's like there's somebody in that particular spot there. Might be their spirit is there, and they are angry at what happened. But mostly, yes, feelings of sadness, feelings of sorrow, feelings of wanting things cleared. I think maybe that feeling of gaslighting could be attached to that spirit who's quite angry. But yeah, but you find your way to that stone. It's wow, what an amazing place. Hi, Tara S. And hello to anyone who's joined in the last few minutes. If I haven't said your name, it's just because I haven't seen you, my darlings. Deborah Costro, hello. Lisa, J Cat Lady, hello. Hi, Crazy Cat Lady Farley. Yeah, yeah. There is definitely at least one spirit there who is angry. But the others are just trying to reach out and say, tell our story from our side, you know, not from the other side, the side of the victors. Yeah. Now, somebody else asked, so I'm going to put the animal. I love it. Every time I use this deck, I fall more in love with it. Look at this, the Emperor. It's just, you know, in the Empress. And I feel like if I'm doing anything to do with Indigenous people from anywhere, this is a very good deck to do that, because Indigenous people's relationship with animals and spirit and guides is so different from anywhere else. And this is a beautiful deck that resonates with that with me. It's just, yeah. Every time I see this little turtle, it's, for me, it's like those areas. It very much reminds me of Indigenous Aboriginals here, and many of the coastal areas and stuff. Okay, now, next on my list, I have the Petit Theater, 616 St. Peter in New Orleans. Okay, let's have a look there. St. Peter, New Orleans. Hey, St. Peter, which is a song by two wonderful Australian. They're actually Scottish, Harry Vanner and George Young, who were part of, well, Angus Young is George Young's younger brother, and Angus Young is the guitarist, AC/DC. And Vanner and Young were very much part of the Australian music scene for a long time. They wrote some amazing. Let's have a look at this. Pictures. It's a beautiful place. Often, was it built as a theatre? often with theatres, you do feel like the person who built it or somebody who managed it for a long time, they always seem to be there. They always seem to be attracted to it. Let's have a look. Oh, the Old Angel Inn. I knew there was another one. Yeah. No, you haven't missed the Old Angel Inn, Margel. I've got that there. I knew there was one that I missed, so thank you for reminding me. I will put a big green cross next to that, so we'll look at that next. Sorry about that. That was because I think I'd done Linda Kaufman before, and so because I'd done her first, so we'll do this, Le Petit, and then we'll go up to the Old Angel Inn, okay? Right. Never be afraid to give me a nudge. Okay, so is this place haunted? Ten of Cups. This is an interesting Ten of Cups because, of course, it's the end of the cycle, but it's, and I'll just bring this up so you guys can see it. This is from the Ghost Tarot deck by Los Garabio, and it's got Death there, and it's like he's being chased away from by a family of ghosts. Like, get out of here! We're not ready to go yet. You may have taken your bodies, but you're not taking our soul. Piss off, you know. Like there are several family members associated with this place. It's like it's a, you're going to bed. Good night, Christine. Is there a family associated with this place? Because again, I'm doing cold reading and I've got no idea of the history of this place. If there's a particular family, if one or more members are said to be there. So this is the Le Petit Theater at 616 St. Peter in New Orleans. So whoever asked about that. Nine of Cups. Happiness, the everything they wanted. This was really important to this family. I'm just going. I'm just trying to track down who asked me about the theatre. So, oh, hi, Edna May. I'm sorry I didn't say hello earlier. Just thought I didn't see your name. Cartomancy, you here? Hi. Yes, Pamela Bryant. Sure. I'm just trying to find out who asked the question about the Le Petit Theatre. The Old Angel Inn. Yeah. Oh, Renee Rogers, you asked that. Okay. So, Renee, if you're still there, what can you tell me? Was it owned by a family? So at least a couple of generations. Wow, total knee replacement. Oh, I probably will have one of those totally in the future, hopefully a long time in the future. Knight of Wands. I feel like this might be investigations. The Ace of Cups, there's lots of cups associated with this. So lots of emotion. I'm feeling like the places, there are some places here where you just feel overwhelmed with emotion. And whether it's anger, happiness, joy, there's definitely, yes, of course, there's a death associated. Is there a death associated with the theatre? Possibly something that they never really found the full story about. Because there's definitely someone hanging. So I've got investigation. So like there was an investigation into a death there, but they never really did it properly, if you know what I mean. Somebody didn't really want it looked into that closely. Oh, definitely. Mercenary, the law. We've got the card of the mercenary, the Knight of Pentacles, which can be the card of the mercenary. So there's definitely something associated with this theatre. But without knowing, I don't know a lot about the theatre at all. So it's one of the sets, the stage. I'm getting someone falling. Oh, sorry. Bring your thing up. I'm getting someone falling. So if anyone knows anything about the history of this place, did someone fall? Did someone fall? Five of Cups, loss, yeah, loss, sadness, regret, all of those things. Again, there's lots and lots of cups associated with this place. It's like, I feel like I should separate these. The cups all go together. The stage, I think some people might feel uneasy on the stage. Like you might be there by yourself cleaning up and suddenly you feel like you've got to duck and get out of the way. I'm still feeling that falling feeling. Like, you know, when you're there and you think, And then suddenly you get the impression of something coming at you and you go, whoa, like that. People on the stage might get that sometimes. They're late at night or even during the day. It doesn't really matter. Does someone peek out those windows at the front? The owner. Got the king of swords there. Like maybe you might see a fluttering at one of the windows or something, of the curtains or something. What is this? Oh, I get chills on that balcony. Oh, I got chills going down my back, really, really, really down my back, looking at this balcony, just like, oh, there they go again. It would be really interesting to find out more about this place, but there's definitely a few things that yeah. It's only a play. You see, New Orleans is so imbued with spirit, and yeah, it's really interesting. But that balcony, that gave me chills. Does someone watch on that balcony? Near the Mississippi River. Oh, they're definitely it's interesting that people might see this. This is the wheel. A few just flying around. I definitely felt chills on that. So you might get the odd orbs. It's very heavy with orbs. I think that place might be too. What a really interesting place. Wow. Oh, I cannot believe that. Like, I do feel like if you're on that stage, sometimes you might get the impression of something coming towards you and you've got someone falling. It was, yeah. 1813. I'll do a bit of a cleanse with that. So we're going to do the angeling now. So the old angel in. Not too much information, thanks, Marjal. So yeah, so so this is the old angel in. One thing I want to do here for a minute. I'm just popping back to the Rosen crown for a minute to see if there's. So yeah, Australians, we love our food. More about food than the actual bloody place. They're the menu. Whereas you guys, so much more. Most, yeah, we go to the Rosen Crown here in Perth and it's mostly food. Okay, so the old angel in. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the information. Don't want too much thrown at me because, you know, so yeah, so that's one person who's been said to be seen at the end is this English officer. Swayze, that's an unusual name. I wonder if he's a descendant of Patrick Swayze. Was Patrick Swayze Canadian? Was this dude an ancestor of Patrick Swayze? Oh, go on and put cards in the deck the wrong way. Yeah. Of course. And put them in the wrong way. And I mean by the wrong way, I mean like this. Look at that. Look. That in New Orleans, there's so much there. Should be there's a lot of feelings of things being covered up, stuff like that. Prominent family. Okay, so let's have a look here. So this is the Old Angel Inn in Niagara on the Lake. Somebody walking through. Somebody walking through. You might get an impression of someone walking through this area. Here. Does someone walk through there? Someone of spirit. Yes, somebody who's dead, who is in spirit. Somebody does. This is the death card. Okay. Well, it's good to know that Canadians love their beer and food too. Definitely. And this is that same area that I was looking at before, but from a different angle. Marge, do any of those lights swing on their own? Definitely a page of sword. Miss Terrier light. They want you to know they're there. This is the page of sword. This spirit wants you to know they're there. And the page of swords are often called the terriers. Because once they latch onto something, they don't let go. They're finding information and things like that. Yeah. Oh, okay. They do, because that's what I got from the light fixture swinging. What on earth was that? Chips and gravy? Is that pork? Looks like chips and gravy to me. Huge amount. That's me. All those carbs put me into a poutine. Okay. Oh, lovely. They attach a lot of so no more pictures. Yeah, no more pictures there. So we'll go back to your taps run. Chips. It's chips and gravy with cheese curds. Very healthy. Honestly, if I would live on chips and gravy if I could. But when you're diabetic, all those carbs, no. Do taps run or toilets flush? temperance, a feeling of balance, harmony, but disharmony. It's like, judgment. You've been afraid to use the bathroom. Is that what the bathroom looked like that you had? Was that what they looked like? Why? So you haven't heard taps running or anything? Oh, you mean the general restroom in it? No, this is in a bedroom, I think. This bathroom that's attached to a. But you think the restroom's haunted? Is in the basement. Ah, okay. Seven of Swords. Sneaking away. I think there might be more than just one. There's Seven of Swords. I think there might be another spirit around that. Misplaces things, nicks things, possibly. Little things that go missing or get moved. Is this Swayze person there? Yes. You've eaten at the table I showed in the pub. This one, you've eaten here. Judgment. Yeah, definitely a mischievous. Wants to. Another one that wants to make themselves known. I've got the Lovers card here. Is there any talk about the officer's love, the woman that he was seeing? Is there any talk of her being seen around the place? Oh, sounds of crying. Maybe a woman sobbing or something. But I feel like she's trapped there too. Even if she moved on and married someone else. A very nice love story, to be sure, that, transcends death. But oval Page of Cups. Surprising emotions. I think there's some areas where people are really surprised. They get very, very emotional, and they're really, really surprised by that. People who might not really tend to feel all that emotional. Him walking the flood looking for her. Okay, what's the flood? Edna May? So it's definitely, yeah, definitely he's there. It's definitely to do with he's there. But some people feel a really surprising depth of emotion at some times, like in certain places. You've gotten emotional there, yeah. And it surprised you how quickly it's happened, yeah. I do feel that she's there in one sense, possibly stone cape or something like that, a sound or something of her crying, just that traumatic event of the soldiers coming in and looking for this guy and then bayoneting him. Hi, Eleanor McCarthy. Are you Shelby's daughter? Or are you Shelby's mum? So it's definitely, I do feel like at least some sense of her is there. Possibly she was watching what was happening and all that, and that just that sense of trauma made its way into the room. But I do feel there's another spirit there that it's very mischievous, possibly a younger person associated. And if little things get moved about or go missing, nothing big, nothing special, nothing. Okay, well, maybe some things, some higher end things or more valuable things might get moved, but just little things that don't mean much, like a bit of a note you put here, or where'd that note go that I had, and stuff like that. But some things Amy, so your mum, Eleanor, you're Shelby Lisa's mum. Well, welcome. It's lovely to see you. I hope you're enjoying this. I really do. I hope you're enjoying it. I love doing these things, and Shelby is always an absolute. She has some wonderful stories that she comes out with times, and it's so lovely to see your name here. Everyone, welcome Shelby Lisa's mum, Eleanor McCarthy, and yeah. So we're looking at the Old Angel Inn, which is on Niagara-on-the-Lake in Ontario. And we're looking at the story of the British officer who got killed there. But there's someone else there too, and I do feel it might be a younger person. Let's find him. The little sneaky spirit. Is this a young person? Is this a child? We'll use a different deck. Look at that. Walking the floor looking for her. Yeah. Okay. So let's have a look at this little sneaky Seven of Swords spirit. Okay, the sneaky Seven of Swords spirit. Let's see if we can find out a little bit more. It's just a child. Just flaws, yeah. Yeah, she's still there in some way. So this, yeah, very mischievous, likes to cause chaos, but not necessarily a child. This is a knight. If it was a child, I would have expected a page. So this is a knight. So this is an older person. It's not the officer, but it's an older person who may be a bit of a mischief maker, who like to cause a bit of chaos. Why they do it? I think this little activity of things being filched or moved is definitely in like one specific area, one or two areas of the inn that may not have been guest rooms at the time, but have been turned into guest rooms. He doesn't want anyone there, so he wants them to move. So, yeah, he thinks by doing that he can. Why? Because he likes it. He likes it. It's a mischievous person. He was a bit of a manipulator, bit of a nasty person who would like to, he liked to create chaos and see the results. So he likes to see if he can scare people enough to get them to move. This is not the officer. This is somebody else. Not necessarily a nasty piece of work, but somebody who really had a bit of a grudge against the world, but not enough to be a crim or anything. Just, yeah, mostly in a couple of guest rooms. Yeah, that's not the officer who walks the floors elsewhere. This is, yeah, this is somebody else. And he's like, had a bit of a grudge against people when he was alive, and he's just taken it over with him to the other side and wants to see what he can do to manipulate people and scare them and get them to run away, you know. And yeah, needs a good kick up the butt. Okay, the Ten of Cups, a family member. So someone from the family who owned the inn at some time, someone who was, yeah, sort of felt very proprietary. So he still feels very proprietary about the inn, but a certain area of it. It may have originally been family quarters or something in the inn that's been converted to rooms, but he definitely doesn't like people being there, and he knows you can't do anything about it really, but so he's going to create a bit of chaos and try and scare them out. I do feel it may be at some place that was originally occupied by family who ran the inn or something like that, and it's been turned into guest rooms or something, and not happy about it. Well, stiff shit, buddy. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Needs to learn a few lessons in manners. Okay. Well, look, I've been on for a couple of hours. I hope you guys have enjoyed some of the mysteries around the place. What we might do is to wrap it up, is we might go back to the Rosen Crown and have a look at some of the menus. So there it is. There's some pictures. There's one place I saw before all the food kicked in. Look at it. This is like, ooh, a bit of a, this might, I don't know if this is where the bullock is seen, but yeah. Now, one thing I want to do very quickly. Now, remember how I said how I was trying to find the Rosen Crown again. I came across that building and I looked, and it just like, whoa, not liking it at all. Colonial stores. So Let's see if this is. I don't think that was it. Okay, that is the, yeah, no, that's not it. So we go across here. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, here it is. Where is this? W.S. Padbury Colonial Stores. $18.69. Oh, I get across the top here. It's like, So here's the roundabout. Little old houses. What do you reckon? Anyway, is anyone watching who's getting some impression from this building? Because honestly, it's wonder if there's more pictures. This is really interesting. When I first looked at it, I was like, whoa. Very, very interesting. W.M. Padbury Colonial Stores, 1869. Let's have a look. What my phone can tell me about that. Because, okay. W.M. Padbury. Colonial Stores. Padbury Stores and Residence has Heritage Council of WA Places database. So it's on the Heritage Council database. Okay. What I'm going to do is how you going there, babe? Wow. Oh my goodness. Let's put out positive energy to help those people fighting the 10-alarm fire at a chemical plant in New Jersey. Thank you, Kristen, for letting us know. Yes, Mima. Can I call you Mima? You're part of the community now. Okay. W.M. Hadbury. Colonial stores. Stores. Colonial stores. I'm sure there were a lot of them. Guildford. Western Australia. Hey, sweetie.
Hey, birdie. How's that coffee going?
It's going fine, sweetie. I'm going to be wrapping up soon. I'm just having a look at here's Guildford. Here's the map. So there's the stores. Padbury's Cafe Restaurant. So here it is. There's a cafe in the building, which we could see. The Padbury's Colonial Stores building in Guildford. It's Guildford. It's across the road from the Rosen Crown, and I just came across it by accident. Looking at the top floor, I just got whoa, lots of creepy ooby-dooby.
Well, it's an old area.
Creepy heebie-jeebie stuff.
For us, anyhow.
1869, the building was built.
Yeah, we're a young city, but it's an old area.
Yes, it is an older area. So it looks like a lovely place there.
Wonder when we'll get to go to that. What's that coffee shop? In
Mount Lawley.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's called Bosman's. It's just so hard to get to. Once getting it to Mount Lawley is an area in town in Perth, and it is just so busy. It's always constantly busy with traffic. But we found the best little cafe hidden in one of the arcades there, and yeah, I'm not getting anything now, so it was a flash. So I think what we'll do is that's all right. So I'm making you hungry again. So so I'm not getting much on the actual building itself, just the cafe restaurant. So yeah. Blizzard State. Wow. Yeah, so I'd have to go and look at that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me. Michelle, thank you very much for the donation. It's much appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will be back again tomorrow to do all my usual stuff. If you guys want me to do a pet special, I can do. I'm thinking of doing a pet special maybe Friday night my time or Saturday morning your time, Friday night your time. Hi, Happy Gypsy. How are you, my darling? Hi, Dishes and Stitches. Oh, I don't know how long you've been watching, but I hope you've had some fun. And interesting stories. There's so many interesting stories all over the world. And just wanting to find them and how they can still affect people to this very day is really interesting. So I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you so much for joining me as usual. I will be back tomorrow morning, my normal Sunday morning, Saturday night US time, and we'll look at all the other stuff like the politics and stuff like that. Maybe do a little bit of celebrity gossip. How's that? I'm not big on celebrity gossip. But sometimes a little levity is good. Yes, thanks to all the moderators. Do you like this? Woohoo! It's one of these candles. It does actually change colour, but I have to find the remote for that. Hubby bought me a set of 3, and I just haven't gotten around to changing the batteries in them, because they each take like 3 batteries, so they're very battery heavy. But yeah, and so please, everyone, stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy, and stay loving. I love you all. I will see you again tomorrow morning, my time, and for our usual get together. And I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Deepest respects. Thank you to Spirit for all the help and guidance that it's given me, and my guides that they've given me. And love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.